Welcome to this Advent devotional series. This is day 19 of our series. I am Reverend Lester Spees, and I have the privilege of serving as pastor at Memorial Lutheran Church in Glendale, Wisconsin. During this Advent season, I will be reflecting on some tough questions that come from Scripture and on some sacred spaces that have helped me to respond to those tough questions. Thank you for joining me in this journey. This devotion is for Thursday, December 15th, 2022. And our tough question for today is found in John 21, verses 15 to 19. And in those verses, we hear this same question repeated several times. Do you love me? Throughout the vast majority of my life, the task of working hard has been pretty easy for me. I have had to do it on numerous occasions, and I do not mind the challenge at all. I like working hard, especially if at the end of the task I have proven someone wrong about whether the job could be done or whether I was capable of doing the job. There were times when I have worked hard and the end result was less than I anticipated. There were also times when I hardly worked and still managed to create an impressive showing. But most of the time, in my experience, good results have come out of hard work, and I still eagerly embrace those challenges. What has never been easy for me is feeling worthy of good things that have come to me in my life, even after hard work. And I have rarely felt worthy of anything good if hard work wasn't a component to the equation. On Sunday, January 29th, 1989, Barbara Susan Wimpy joined us for worship at Eisenhower Chapel at Penn State. I was preaching that Sunday. Barb was a grad student working on her PhD, and this was her first time to worship with us during my internship year. She appeared at several campus ministry events we offered the week after that first appearance. She came to a Bible study that I had led. She came to the Wednesday evening service that was offered at our off-campus worship site. She showed up to a grad student event hosted by one of the other pastors on the campus ministry team. She came by to drop off some resources that she found related to the previously mentioned Bible study. She quickly became one of our most active campus ministry participants. She brought a lot of life and joy to the new semester. And she brought a lot of enthusiasm and warmth in the midst of the bitter cold of the Pennsylvania winter. About 3 weeks after we met during that January worship service, we went out on our first date together. About 3 weeks after that, on March 17th, 1989, we were engaged to be married. And then finally, on June 9th, 1990, we were married at her home church, St. Timothy Lutheran Church in San Jose, California. I did not feel worthy to be in Barb's presence when we first met. I still don't. I truly do not understand how I got so lucky and so blessed. I had always hoped that I would meet the right person, get married, and have a family together. I just didn't think it would ever happen. Most people will tell you that reality doesn't live up to the expectations. And in general, I would most likely agree with that statement. But there are usually exceptions to prove the rule. Barb was and is by far my exception. The reality of life with her has far surpassed my expectations. For that, I feel truly unworthy. I didn't have to work that hard for this to happen to me. It makes no sense, but it helps me to understand what the grace of God is like. As we gathered at St. Timothy Lutheran Church on June 9th, 1990, with family and friends there to support us, I knew that I was surrounded by love. People from my past who had worked hard to help me get where I was came to be a part of the day. My mom and dad, both grandmothers, cousins, college friends, seminary friends, pastors who had provided influence in my life and ministry, and children I used to babysit were all gathered to support me and rejoice with me. I know they were there. The pictures from that day tell me that they were there. The video recording that we have of the service and the celebration after let me know that they were there as well. But I don't remember their presence so much. And no, you cannot watch the video, just in case you're wondering. I keep it well hidden, even from my kids. I do remember standing in that church and watching Barb walk down the aisle with her dad. I do remember holding her hand and feeling strengthened and supported in that time. I remember looking into her eyes and sharing the vows we memorized as we spoke our promises to one another. I remember exchanging rings. I remember sharing Holy Communion together. And I remember most vividly wondering what in the world I had done to deserve this love. This was and continues to be an incredible gift. This was and continues to be what the grace of God looks like for me. A gift given to the most unworthy of people, but a gift I wholeheartedly embrace and for which I remain extremely grateful.